What's going on, guys? So I'm going to start trying to upload videos to this YouTube channel. I'm not going to put myself on a schedule, and I'm not trying to fill a niche, and I'm not trying to get YouTube famous. That being said, right, there's probably going to be a lot of videos that you find completely irrelevant to interests that maybe you came here for on a different video. I'm doing this more for me than I am for any kind of audience. But I certainly welcome you along for the ride. You see, professionally speaking, I am a martial arts teacher, and that is what I have devoted my life to. And while that's all well and good, I'm not a one-dimensional person, and my brain, my mind occupies so many spaces at any given time that it is good for me to have an outlet to discuss and explain and demonstrate and just unload, brain dump the other things that interest me. You see, by the broadest definition of the term, I am an amateur artist. I really, really like to dive into the skills and methods of doing things, right? As the definition of what art is learned skills, things that are not necessarily quantifiable or anything like that, but things that you learn through tinkering and trial and error. And there's so much cool stuff out there. I like to sew, but I'm not a tailor. I like to draw, but I'm not an illustrator. I like to play guitar and study music, but I'm not a musician. I love philosophy and personal development and lifestyle management, but I'm not a philosopher. I'm certainly nobody's guru. And we can go on down the list. There are so many things that I enjoy. I love woodworking, but I'm certainly not a woodworker. But I think it is an important thing to be an amateur in life, somebody that does things for the love of it. That's what amateur means, somebody that does it for the love. And there are just so many things that I like to dabble in. And on top of that, discussing things that maybe just things that tickle me and things that bother me, being able to just kind of dump and rant and get things off of my chest, because there are just so many worthwhile things to discuss and talk about and have discussions about because we all do overlap in our interests here and there. And I think that can be, I think this can be a place where we can just kind of chat and be lighthearted. Now, I will say this. Despite talking about philosophy and personal development, lifestyle management, I don't want to talk about politics, not specific governmental politics. I don't want to talk about policy. I don't want to talk about parties. I don't want to talk about government structures if we can avoid it, things like that. Let's get down to the human side of it, the psychology of it, the morality, all of those kind of things I think are worth discussing, and I think we can do that without bringing in partisan politics. And I think we can do the same thing without bringing up religious factions. I think we can discuss philosophy without bringing those things in. Those things are so incredibly divisive, and it shuts down conversation before you even get started as soon as you start identifying with or against isms. So let's keep this open and honest and just a place for kind of free discussion. I know YouTube is not really a free speech platform, and Facebook is not really a free speech platform, but those are the places I kind of hang out because it's where my friends are. They're good platforms despite them not being true free speech platforms. So let's do our best to have good, level-headed discussions without a lot of ad hominem attacks or other logical fallacies, and discuss all of these arts and crafts and storytelling and philosophy without jumping in and becoming screeching howler monkeys. So with that, if you want to stick around, if you want to subscribe and like all that, go ahead and do that. We're just getting started rolling on this thing. So I will talk to you guys later. Good journey.